your taxes. Those flyers were sent by email to all of the members of the teachers union. I hope you can find them in there. And as a result of that, that's what the Board of Education sees. At our public hearing, sorry, this stuff starts at page 10 or 9. At our public hearing, what we had is a parade of city school teachers who, again, I'm not criticizing the city school teachers. They do a wonderful job, and they try their best. But they were required, some of them by the union, to come up and testify in front of the school board, hey, we have this great program in the York City schools, and we're doing this now, and we're doing that now, and as a result, we don't need the Lincoln Charter Middle School. Charter then with 64 different conditions on it, and I've given you that at page 57. This school board said, yeah, we'll renew you because you're successful, but we're going to tell you 64 different things that you have to do in addition to what the charter school law says. And you can see that now, a couple of years later, they're trying to revoke the charter for some of the things that they could have looked at before the 2006 renewal, and for violations, alleged violations, on some of these conditions. I gave you that, page 14, is there 27 reasons for revoking the Pocono Mountain School District. And some of those grounds are just ludicrous, again. And the problem without having independent authorizers looking at this is that you've got the competition that some other witnesses talked about. And you've got an administration who is anti-charter talking to his own school board saying, look at all these horrible things that are going on at this charter school. We're going to file a revocation proceeding, and guess who judges the revocation proceeding? It's the same school board. Not only that, the lawyer who represents the school board and is advising them on how to vote on a revocation proceeding is the senior partner to the lawyer who is prosecuting the case on behalf of the administration. Now, how do you think he's going to tell his school board to vote? How is he going to rule on any evidentiary issues that come up in any kind of hearings? The system is stacked against the charter schools, and I think the only solution is to have independent authorizers. It used to be that we could count on the Charter Appeal Board to be objective, and I'm sorry to disagree with the Secretary, but I do not believe that is the case anymore. When I went up there last year for our appeal of the York City School District's denial, I started out by saying, this is the strongest charter application you have ever seen. Why is that? Because we had 6 years of success in this building as an elementary school. We had parents asking us for it. We had the same school board, essentially. We had the same Edison management company helping us administer this. How could you possibly turn us down? We had some of the same people on the Charter Appeal Board that were there in 1999 that voted for us. And when the Secretary asked me questions, he engaged me in argument about educational theory, which is not my specialty. And he said, how is this charter school unique? The reason for that was, of course, because the school union had brought all these people up in front to talk about all the stuff that they did at the school, in the public school district, to say that we're not unique. And that's what the York City School Board found. And then we went up to the cab, and the Secretary asked me that same question, how are you unique? And for every reason that I answered him, he said, oh, well, we're doing that in Montgomery County, or we've just budgeted a whole bunch of money to study that issue, or there's another school in the Midwest that's doing that. So you're really not unique at all. What I finally said, out of frustration, is that we are unique in the city of York because we work, because the kids in our school are learning, and the kids in the York City School District aren't learning quite as well. That should be the winning argument, right? I mean, hands down, you've got this school that's successful. Why wouldn't you want to continue that if you're interested in benefiting the children? And as a result of that winning argument, we lost 8 votes to 0. We came back and filed a new application. We made our curriculum more specific. We adopted a Homeland Security curriculum, and a couple of weeks ago we were approved because we got 2 people on the city school board to change their votes. I don't think they changed their votes because we had put in a new curriculum. I think they had the same problem that they did a year ago, which is how can we possibly look through all this stuff and figure out whether this charter application meets the requirements of the charter law. They just can't do that. They changed their votes because we talked to them, because we had the help of people like Senator Waugh, who was in favor of this school, of Representative DePasquale, who was in favor of the school, of the mayor, who was in favor of the school, and we won on a political basis, not on an educational basis. And that's wrong as well. And the reason all those people were on our side is because the ineffectiveness of the York City School District, particularly in the middle school and the high school, is driving people out of the city. And the mayor knows that, and Representative DePasquale knows that. Parents who live in the city, whose kids get to middle school age, move out. And they wanted an alternative that they can say to these parents, you can go to a charter school that has a record of success. So it has become an entirely political process. It has nothing to do with the merits of the application. It's easy to see that. All you have to do is look at how well the charter schools are doing. And I know, Senator Piccola, you've made this point over and over again. If the school doesn't work, it's going to shut down. Last year, during our hearings in front of the school board, we had a school board member who was an attorney, a friend of mine, a big advocate on behalf of children, say on the record at the school hearing, if we allow this charter, one of our middle schools is going to get shut down, because they knew we would be better than them. Then they denied us on the grounds that we didn't have enough public support. But the point that I'm trying to make is, if we're better than them, why aren't they doing something different? They could put us out of business. They get more money per student. They have the resources. All they have to do to defeat charters, if they want to defeat charters, is improve their schools so that we won't have any kids. That's the answer for them. And they're just not able to do it. I don't know when I'm supposed to be quiet and let you ask me questions, but I could talk for a while on this subject. So I don't know if you want me to stop or if you want me to keep going.
Well, I'm not going to put a gag rule on you, but I know how lawyers can be, being one myself.
You know what? If you ask me a question, though, I'll try and answer it, which
okay. Well, I do have
is slightly different.
I do have a couple questions. Do you have any idea what the cost to the York City taxpayers was in lawyer fees to fight this charter over this torturous? Because I know how solicitors bill.
And I am not one of those. I don't know. I know I made a pretty good living on it. And you can't find out, because if you look at the York City School District's budget, there is an item for attorney's fees, but you don't know how much went to litigation. Now, I can tell you